How's it going, my dudes? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to take a look at the treasure hunt event that is coming around again. So this is going to be the part 2. There was a previous one that dropped the Kaleido Drop Armament, which is pretty useful because that gave us quite a bit of skill damage to play around with, especially in teams that revolve around a mixture of different elements. But now that the event is coming around the corner, let's discuss a little bit about what we can obtain from this event, the World Tree's Morning Dew. Do take note that this event is dropping on the 27th of January, and I will just put a link at the top so that you can refer to the previous treasure hunt event to probably have an idea of what it's all about. My guess is it's going to be the same thing. Basically, the more stages that you clear, any kind of stages, you get a certain kind of currency, and if you acquire certain threshold amounts of this currency, you're going to obtain certain rewards. So it's going to be like the basic materials, and of course, that's where you're going to get this armament as well, and some other stuff like probably summoning tickets, staminates, and astro gems. And here's the Morning Dew. Okay, so this is going to be the JP stats for this armament itself. I believe in global it's going to be slightly nerfed. This is the exact same thing that happened to the armament in the first treasure hunt event, aka the Kaleido Drop Pendant. I think it was about 30% nerfed or something like that. I can't remember the full details on that. But anyway, do take everything that you see here with a grain of salt. This will be the World Tree's Morning Dew. It is a 5-star armament with exceptionally low attack. Do take note of that. But that should not be a problem, because if you take a look at the weapon skill over here, Sprite Race characters, healing received plus 10%, and when there are 4 or more Sprite Race characters in the party, when recovering HP, Sprite Race characters' skill damage goes up by 8% up to 80%. And at full limit break, for every Sprite Race character in the party, Sprite Race characters' skill damage goes up by yet another 10% up to 60%. This is a wonderful support item. Assuming that the stats here stay, apart from the Awaken level 5 effect, which is a JP based additional effect, this is a free 80% skill damage that is really hard to come by. Most of your armaments are going to give you attack percentage, direct attack percentage, or maybe some kind of buff enhancement effect. Rarely do we ever see skill damage on an armament, or at least an armament that benefits the rest of your party. So this is 80%, which is really good from the get-go. But let's take a look at what kind of sprite characters could benefit from this. And long story short, this is a super good armament because many of our main DPS units are sprite characters. So let's take a look at some of the sprite characters that we have in global right now. There are 30 units over here, but I will only go through those that I think are more meaningful. So first on the list, there is going to be Clarissa. It is no surprise that Clarissa is going to be really good, especially since you're going to use her as a leader most of the time. So it's very important that your leader has to be a sprite in order for this effect to take place. And she fits that role really well. So she's just straight up skill damage. And with her high 80% skill gauge at the start, this allows some time for your team to heal her up a little bit in terms of regeneration, to ramp up her skill damage so that when she finally reaches that 100% skill gauge, she's going to throw a very powerful nuke. And next up we have New Year's Elia. This is pretty straightforward, right? She is just a skill damage unit for water teams. She's pretty okay, so this armament is going to work well for her as well. And next up, very clear cut over here, Murakumo. Everyone has Murakumo. A lot of people use Murakumo as the leader for their one-pun builds. So now your one-pun teams are going to be so much stronger. You could expect Advanced Plus bosses to go down very fast, because right now one-pun teams have way too much attack power and not enough skill damage. So definitely do not miss this event. This Morning Dew is going to be very powerful. You don't want to miss it at all, and I can guarantee you that it's actually quite easy to get it done. You just need to maybe grind the game for about a day or two, and if you're hardcore enough, you should be able to get a fully limit broken Morning Dew. And next up we have Cydia, another clear-cut leader unit that is a sprite. She's super strong for the dark teams, and her usefulness goes beyond all the way to where JP is right now. And finally we have Elia. She is one of the most common units that you're going to see in Arc-Accursed EX. She's very good at what she does, which is basically dropping the boss from 100% to 0%, and generally speaking, her DPS goes up to about 8 million on Arc-Accursed EX, unless you're going with some one-pun build that can easily drop 15 million. But if you're going with like the standard casual pub team, right, for example, this 8 million damage that you're going to see can be easily pushed upwards to 10 million, which is just nice to one-shot an Arc-Accursed EX boss, or at least one of his bodies. So I guess that's all I need to discuss about this event. This armament itself is super powerful. Definitely take the time to make sure that you get it fully limit broken. Please do not leave it at below fully limit broken. That's going to be a super painful eyesore for you. The game should give you about maybe 3 weeks or so. So even if you want to take your time, it is still very manageable. But anyway, this has been free to play by the way. And as always, I will see you in the next video.